All right, let's take a deep dive into Google's newest experiment. It's called Gemini-Exp-1114. And it's making some serious waves in the AI world. Like, we're not just talking about another AI model here. This one is topping the leaderboards on Chatbot Arena. It's even beating out, the latest versions of ChatGPT in certain tasks. So what makes Gemini-Exp-1114 so special? Well, imagine an AI that could write a super compelling marketing campaign for you, or could analyze like these huge complex data sets. And on top of that, it can even generate some pretty stunning visuals. That's the potential we're talking about with Gemini-Exp-1114. And it's not just about like acing benchmarks or anything like that. It's really about the real world possibilities that this model could unlock. Think about it this way. You're working on a presentation and you need like a really striking image to get a complex concept across. Well, you could just describe that image to Gemini-Exp-1114 and it could actually generate, several different options for you to choose from. That's how versatile this thing is. But where it really shines is in its vision capabilities. It's actually grabbed the top spot on the vision leaderboard. And it's showing off some really advanced skills in image recognition and generation. This means it doesn't just like understand what it sees. It can actually create images based on what it's learned. This dominance in vision, like this is a big deal because it really points to the model's sophisticated processing power. And its ability to make sense of visual information, which is like crucial for all sorts of AI applications. Now, let's talk about Chatbot Arena for a second. It's basically like the Olympics for AI models. It's a platform where developers pit their AI creations against each other in these tests. And then like the community votes on who the best performer is. And guess what? Gemini-Exp-1114 is consistently at the top for things like handling long queries and those multi-turn dialogues. So it can handle like really long and complicated instructions. And not only that, but it can actually like maintain a conversation and remember what you talked about before. So it's a lot more human-like when you're interacting with it. And get this, it's really good at the technical stuff like math. But it doesn't like fall short when it comes to creativity either. Remember those like tricky prompts? The ones that are like really outside the box, the kind that really make an AI, think on its feet. Well, Gemini-Exp-1114 is holding its own against the best when it comes to creative writing and those kinds of challenges. All of this has the AI community buzzing. People are excited about how well it's performing. Yeah. And I mean, you should be. But there's also a lot of speculation about what this model means, for the future of AI. The name is a little unusual. And then there's that experimental tag. Yeah. It has everyone wondering, could this be Google's way of hinting at like their next big AI move? Could this be a sneak peek at what Gemini 2 might have in store? I mean, it's a question that has developers and researchers kind of on the edge of their seats. They're eager to see how Gemini-Exp-1114 evolves and, what kind of real world applications come out of it. But here's where it gets really interesting. Well, Gemini-Exp-1114 is performing really well. Those benchmarks, they don't always translate perfectly to real world situations. We need to see how it does in more complex scenarios. And there's another thing. Google hasn't really released the full specs on, how it's built or the data that was used to train it or even specific areas they're, targeting with this model. And that just, adds to the intrigue. A lot of us are like really waiting for Google to give us more information. But even with what we have now, the success of Gemini-Exp-1114 is saying something, It's a sign that Google is really pushing the boundaries in AI. And this could change the game for everyone working in the field. The question everyone's asking is, could this be like a preview of Gemini 2? I mean, the fact that it's doing so well, even though it's just experimental, suggests that Google could have something really incredible in the works. Imagine, taking everything that's great about Gemini-Exp-1114 and then making it even better, more powerful, more versatile. That's the kind of potential we're talking about with Gemini 2. It could be a huge jump forward for AI. And it could totally change how we use this technology. For now, the excitement around Gemini-Exp-1114 is definitely there. It shows that Google is serious about innovating in AI. And it shows that things are changing. Google's coming in strong against the other big players in AI. And as Google keeps developing its AI, we can expect to see even more groundbreaking stuff in the future. So yeah, keep an eye out because AI is changing fast. And Gemini-Exp-1114 might just be the beginning.